Listen, when you come to a road course, you have issues with the same people, it seems, every time. Right here, the 18 of Kyle Busch. This seems harmless to me. He gets underneath the 24 of William Byron. I thought this was no harm, no foul. I don't think Kyle Busch likes it. A few laps later, he sends the 24. We saw him go through the grass. We weren't sure how he got there. He got sent by the 18.
Okay, coast it around. And if I see that 18 come back around here without you knocking the of him, we're going to have a problem.
That was Chad Knaus to his driver, so then you see the damage. How did he get the damage? After the green and white checker, you see the 18 slowing down. William Byron goes up and runs into the back of him to show him his displeasure. The problem is the damage is all to the 24. Let's listen in to what Kyle Busch's thoughts are in the situation.
Push that nose in pretty good. Yep. Pretty sure I can see it from here. Making it more of a car shape, again, might be better, but I don't think we have time for it. So whatever, we got what we got. No, we don't.
Bubba Wallace and Kyle Busch beating and banging down the front stretch. A big shot by Kyle Busch. Bubba Wallace says, I don't care, you're done. I'm sending you into turn one. And listen, Bubba Wallace might have become a fan favorite with that move.
Yeah, a lot of contact here, and both drivers very aggressive on the front stretch, and then Bubba Wallace, after the 18 went by him, just decided, well, you're not gonna go any further around this turn. I'm gonna spin you.
Look, Ryan Blaney got a little nose under Jimmy going into the carousel. Little contact was made. Jimmy stood in the throttle, hoping to stop the car from hitting the tire barrier. Was unsuccessful. Hard contact with the right front. Here's a 48 radio.
Earl, you find his spotter and tell him to beat his Yes, sir.
Good race for Jimmy Johnson, got derailed there. And Jimmy, I have never heard you that upset on the radio. It sounded like you're upset with the 12 of Ryan Blaney. What happened?
Yeah, he just drove through me in the carousel over there. I was trying to hear what he had to say, but his lips are quivering so bad and he can't even speak. I guess he's nervous or scared or both. I don't know what the hell the problem is. He just drove through me, spun us out, and clearly that has big implications on what we're trying to do for the playoffs right now. So clearly not happy with his actions there.
Yeah, obviously upset. Can you see the positive, though, coming in with Cliff Daniels, that you had such a good run going?
He scored points in both stages there, which was nice, and setting up for a top 10, top 8 run, and just got drove through. So he claims it was racing. I can't wait to go racing. Everybody stay tuned.
An impressive run today for Ryan Blaney and this 12 team from 37th up to 5th, Ryan. But first I got to ask you about contact with Jimmy Johnson, because I just spoke with him and he told me that you flat ran through him. What's your take on that incident?
Obviously, you're going to have two takes on the incidents. I mean, first things first, I didn't mean to spin him out. I mean, that's not how I raced. I didn't mean to do it, and I know what he's fighting for, but he got off the bus stop kind of funky, and I passed probably 10 guys off the bus stop all day. I was getting through there really good, and he had old tires, and thought he knew I was there, and he left more than a lane and kind of came down. I checked up, tried to stay off of him, and he just kind of turned around there, but definitely unintentional. I understand he's ticked off, and I can't blame him for being ticked off, but not what I wanted to happen. I didn't run through him. I mean, I thought I was there. He thought he was clear. Just kind of one of those deals.
I know he came over to talk to you. Do you feel like anything was resolved there?
I mean, it was good to talk about it. I mean, you don't want to not talk about it. And he's still upset, and I can't blame him for being upset. I'd be upset too. But, I mean, you got to understand, I didn't mean to do it. I mean, I thought I had enough of a nose there for sure. But running through him is kind of far from the truth.
And Ryan Newman has walked out okay. You experienced it firsthand, having that 78 coming towards you in the air. Describe this wild ride, Ryan.
First of all, to my family and friends, I'm doing this interview to let everybody know that I'm all right. They can build safer race cars, they can build safer walls, but they can't get their heads out of their asses far enough to keep them on the racetrack. and that's pretty disappointing. I wanted to make sure I get that point across, and y'all can figure out who they is, but that's no way to end a race. Our car was much better than that. It was just poor judgment and restarting the race, poor judgment. I mean, you got what you wanted, but poor judgment and running in the dark, running in the rain. It's just, that's it. Thank you.
And this is what got Ben Rhodes upset. There's the 0-2 of Dipple kind of adoring him there on the white flag lap when we saw that Rhodes retaliated, and then Dipple came back and gave him a shot a couple of times as they came. And then afterwards, you see Ben Rhodes going back to try to get some revenge on Dipple, had to be separated.
I think maybe a little bit of frustration there.
Well, look at that slide there on the 10 car.
And the 97 car around.
Busch in the wall, the defending series champion. Caution is out at New Hampshire. One down already.
Oh, my goodness. But last year I said I think you can have one mulligan in the 10 races. And we can see the water from under the car, so the radiator is broken. He's going to have to go to the garage, replace the radiator, and get some of the sheet metal from around the tires.
Well, I mean, he's going to finish probably 40-something in points, even if he gets the car fixed and comes back out. So it's this is one of those situations you're starting off being in the hole. You know, your first race and you're already in the hole, and that hole is deep to climb out of in 9 more races. It looked like the 10 car, Scott Riggs, got loose. He got loose, and he's trying to save it, and unfortunately, Kurt Busch was up on the high side, and he got tagged, and that was it. There's Kurt Busch already out of his car. And
he's headed for pit road.
Yep, he sure is.
Back in New Hampshire, Kurt Busch knocked out early. Kurt, on your way up pit road, where are you going? What's the message you want to deliver?
I don't know who the crew chief of the 10 is, so I just want to talk to him a little bit. The 10 car, we've had issues in the past, and this isn't the place to repay somebody.
Especially what's so involved here with this championship.
Yeah, it's pretty big, isn't it?
You can see he is delivering his message. Real quick, what did he say? What did he say, Kurt?
You know, the 10 just got into us. I think he just got loose. He had a great qualifying run. He's a car that was on the bottom side. He needed to get more room to the guys on the top side.
How difficult now, Kurt, using your mulligan up so early?
You just got to come from behind. So we got to come from behind every race now.
You can see from the damage on the car, a lot of fluid leaking from it. The Sharpie guys already at work in the garage trying to rebuild this race car to get back out to get some points.
Rodney, you've looked at the replay now a couple of times, talked to Scott on the radio. Was it just a matter of the car getting loose? Are there leftover feelings from the Indy contact with the 97?
No, not any leftover feelings at all. Just racetrack's real green, rain last night. This place just really slick after it rains, and just stuck down on the bottom, and there ain't much you can do except for wait for a hole and try to get up. So feel bad for those guys. You know, it wasn't anything trying to get him back. You know, when Kurt got into us at Indy, you know, he just got loose. It was a mistake, an accident. You know, we forgave him, and today was just an accident, so hopefully he'll forgive us, forget about this deal, and just go on.
Bad day at the office for Ryan Newman. A right rear tire. Tony Stewart radioed in. Newman's tire just exploded, and you see it has really torn up not only Newman's car, but that of his car owner, Tony Stewart. Let's show you what happened. Oh boy. Nose to tail.
Right in the middle of turn 2.
Just about time he starts off the corner. There she goes. Oh my goodness, that could have been so much worse.
Boy, it could have been real bad. There were a lot of cars coming at that 14 Tony Stewart.
Your chances of winning the 500?
I don't know, rocket scientist. I mean, I'm sitting here with a backup car. What do you think?
How much you have to do to this backup car to get it ready?
Talk to Darian Grubb. I don't know. We got a lot of work to do. I mean, I'm ticked right now. I'm not happy. I'm not cordial. I'm not nice. I'm not anything right now, and I shouldn't be. If it was because 2 guys wrecked and it was something a driver's mistake, that's one thing. But a manufacturer that has the sole deal here, they don't have any competition, and they can't give us something to keep us from having problems like this. So don't know. I'm just amazed how much everybody kisses their butt right now.
Battles in this shot. Great job, guys. Down the stretch. Look out. Trouble. Kurt's into the wall. Boyer's in it as well. And Kurt's getting the worst of it.
Like a little bump drafting going on right there. We're trying to gain the advantage. Looks like the 48 got into the back of him a little bit.
Boy, he almost came back out onto the track right there. And there is the view as Kurt takes the wheel off.
Man, look at this car.
Man, that was kind of my fault. Bill, this guy's, I'm sorry. I was trying to bump draft him like you wanted me to. Tip 4.
Went wrong.
Well, it's just, he's trying to get a little bit of a push. They had been battling here, the Clint Boyer and the 2, Kurt Busch. You can see he just gets in, but they're so close. The 33 was down trying to side draft the 2 a little bit, and then as Kurt Busch comes back across, he gets hit again. Pieces start flying off. And as bad as this is, we thought this was the worst, and there's another hard hit, but not bad. We saw Kurt get out and walk away, but a lot worse was happening even behind this with Elliott Sadler.
Mike Massaro has caught up with Kurt. Let's talk to him.
And Kurt has just walked out of the care center. First off, how are you?
I feel pretty good.
What happened?
Got wrecked on the straightaway.
How did it happen?
Jimmy Johnson drove straight through us.
Okay. Thank you, Kurt. Obviously, Kurt very upset with the situation and pretty quick assertion of what happened.
Gordon tried on 4 different occasions to make a clean pass on David Reagan, and then contact in turn 4.
Lock her down, lock her down, lock her down. Yellow's out, lock her down.
You watch him here, David Reagan in the 18. This is when the first time they kind of have a little disagreement. Jeff makes the pass, or at least he thought he did. David Reagan jumps back in the throttle, clears Jeff, gets Jeff sideways, gets him a little bit loose. Jeff didn't like that. And then, to let David Reagan know that Jeff didn't like that.
They were fighting for 7th place.
All right, let him know now the bumper. I tried it the easy way. Now it's going to be the hard way for him.
To the inside, and they're still 3, 4, 5 wide mid-pack. Oh, we got cars in the fence on the back straightaway. Kurt Busch hard in the wall. They were 3 or 4 wide out there. Looks like Stenhouse is being held. Oh, Kurt's wrecking the car. Kurt's in the fence. 34's in the fence. Looks like he blew a tire and just lost control of the car. Got into 34 and turned him around. So here's contact with the wall. And that will cut the tire down right here. Or, yeah, either that or he just gets turned by the 17. I believe he had a flat tire as well. And that takes the 34 McDowell along for the ride. There he is. Yeah, so I think Stenhouse was the first one in the fence with all his cars side by side there. Not enough room. Yeah, Kurt Busch squeezing the 17 into the wall. And look at here, maybe the 17, a little angry with that. Turns him into McDowell. Almost flips the 34 car. That temper's flaring here on these restarts. I think we're going to get another one just like that. More angry drivers at the end of it.
More angry than that?
Yeah, I mean, this is for all the marbles right here. And this is going on in the back of the pack for whatever, 20th, 25th place. So you can imagine how angry you'd be if you was up front and this went on.
Well, the 41 of Daniel Suarez also receiving a penalty for a restart violation.
Still middle 4 right. Still 4. Still 4.
And the issue there is you can't lift.
Still inside.
You know, with the way the rules are, if Kurt lifts for what's happening around him, he's going to lose so many spots down this next straightaway. He has to stay in the gas and hope that things are going to sort themselves out. And obviously they didn't, as 14 came up the racetrack, kind of gave him no choice but to move up the racetrack as well. And that was all bad for Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
That's fine. Okay, I'll take you this one. No, that's what it is.
Yeah, get out of there. Tony! Good job, Tony.
Hey, Tony, I got two of them. Hey, shut up.
Hey. Oh!
No!